I'm starting
How's
this,
your
by the way.
Christmas been?
Who are you talking to?
Anyone
Not very.
She's not talking to me.
Obviously, I've
Well-
done with him all day.
Yeah, but can you be sure he had a good time?
It was all
Play
lies.
Battlefield and plink around with his guitar.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of that. Because mine never arrived in time. So
Oh,
my
that's
presents amassed to a Steam gift card from Laura Bones and a copy of 7 Days to Die from Skog. Though that's my yeah. Online shopping.
Guitar coming.
So 7 Days to Die, you say?
Yeah, I've been playing that for the last... Actually, as well, I was almost late for this because I was playing it with Skog.
I haven't actually had a look at that yet.
It is good fun because if you can get like 7 or 8 people on one server, collecting resources, building up defenses in the house, it becomes a lot more fun and challenging. And there are so far 7 Days to Die.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
Skog plays, I do, Laura does, and Dally, who's in the general voice chat. Those 4 play it, and I think someone called Skeptic Llama does as well. So we're just trying to get more and more people to play it with us. I might stream it sometime because that is good fun. I just go around smashing cars up because I'm an exciting guy.
We was going for
It's
headshots.
fun.
Well, I run away from the zombies. I mean, the first time I played, it was pitch black. I happened to also be pitch black, and I couldn't see anything around me, so I ran straight into some wooden spikes in the ground that Skog had put there as a defense. So I died. Yeah, that was nice. Excuse me. And no, that's not food related.
What did you have for Christmas dinner?
Because 2 of my nieces were with their dad in Surrey today. We didn't have a proper Christmas dinner. We just had a roast dinner. We're gonna have it tomorrow instead. So all my sisters and their children, and they've got all their presents to unwrap. When you have very little space, I kind of don't understand why you go out of your way to buy some. Like my nephew, he's disabled. He's 1 year old. He can't function much. But with one hand, he was able to tear some paper, but he gets bored and distressed easily. So you just need to give him one present, not 50, because he's not going to open all of them. Whereas with me, all I want is that guitar, and I instead spent the day looking at.
Maybe getting it.
Yeah, in like early January. This wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't have happened if when I ordered the original Jackson I ordered from gear4music.com, when it said it's in stock, and then they email me 2 days before Christmas to tell me it's not in stock. They would have saved me a lot of hassle if they'd just done that a few days earlier, so I could have ordered the Dean instead.
Yeah, it sounds like someone fucked up.
Yeah. The thing is, left-handed guitars are quite hard to get hold of, decent ones. So Dean's not a bad settlement, to be honest.
So you're lefty?
I'm a lefty, yes. I spent the day looking at wall mounts because I don't have much. I'm in a box bedroom, so the only space. One wall is a stud wall. One wall is the outdoor wall, the one I use. I've got 3 shelves on, but I don't have any other space because I've got a wardrobe up against it as well, and no units. The only other wall is a patch just behind the bedroom door, where the bedside table is, and I can put a wall mount there and hang the guitar there. So I was looking at wall mounts today. I'm an exciting man. Yeah, so exciting.
Yeah, but if it's something you need,
It is. Excuse me. But at the same time, yeah, it was pretty fucking boring. I might be able to order it in 2 weeks' time, that wall mount. They're like £5, so it's not like it's a huge problem. I know Skog also mentioned to me that he has one spare, which is great. That will certainly come in handy. What did you guys have for your Christmas dinners?
It was more of a Christmas brunch.
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not.
Did like a roast dinner, really.
Yeah. We had crackers.
That's all it is, isn't it? Really.
We had the crackers,
Yeah,
but the
it's-
hats never fit me. And I'm like, I may as well just wear them on my legs. They just, no, they don't fit me.
We don't do Christmas decorations. I haven't got a tree up or anything. We haven't had a tree up for the last couple of years.
If you don't want
It's
to.
too-
If I had my own
it's too
place, I
much
probably would.
effort.
If I had my own place, I probably would, just for me.
But it's the putting it up and then taking it down and putting it away. And
Sounds like fun.
untangling of the lights and
Well, that's why you get a pre-lit tree, like I do.
Or you just do what I do. I keep hold of those. You know when you get toys, they're always tied down with those pipe wire things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep those, and then when I put the Christmas lights away, I loop them, and then across the centre I put those same ties across the middle, so they
see,
never
that
get
takes-
tangled up.
that takes forethought, though.
I'm a very organised young man. Okay, not so young anymore, but organised.
I'm pretty much anything for an easy life these days, so a Christmas tree is too much effort.
The era of convenience. Yeah,
And no goddamn tinsel.
I love tinsel.
Fucking tinsel.
My nephew loves it too. It drives him insane. So I got a massive handful and just dropped it on his head. Buried under it, he was loving it. Could have given him a bag of crisps for Christmas and he would have been happy. Just loves rustling the packaging.
Special little boy.
Yes. Also very
That's
easy
just
to
a
amuse.
small child thing, though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it might be, but he has all the very fanciest of toys. Yeah, no, give him a bag of oinks. He's much happier.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that game, Past the Pigs?
Was that the one with 2 pigs in it?
Mm.
Yeah, you had to.
Land them in certain positions.
Yeah, and then you got certain points for it. What a
Yeah.
weird game that was.
I
I
remember
think I got
that.
that in my stocking one year when I was a kid.
You know what I got in my stocking this year? Hang on. I got 2 Pokeball plushes, some walnut whips, and I will reach over and see if you can hear it. A lightsaber.
Like,
How big's the stocking?
they don't have to be that big. They could retract, don't they?
Yeah. My sister put it in a. I don't know. Is that any better?
No, we heard it the first time.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you heard it.
It was just a bit underwhelming. It's a lightsaber.
I know. It's only. Yeah. But it's a new torch. I get to use it as a torch, like at night. I can walk around the garden, make sure the dogs aren't trying to eat cat shit with a lightsaber. Do you have any idea how satisfying this is going to be?
Actually, years and years ago, when I was with my ex, we went camping. We had lightsabers, and we used as torches walking around the campsite.
I have a replica. There are only like 500 of them made of Yoda's lightsaber. It's a little metal one as well. But it doesn't light up, unfortunately. And I'm also not huge on Star Wars. I just like Yoda.
Everyone likes Yoda.
Did you see the newest one?
I've seen the clips. I don't need to know anymore. All I know is Star Wars is dead to me. But then again, I'm a Star Trek fan, so it always was.
It was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Did you watch Sargon's video?
Oh, the funniest
Yes.
video ever.
Funny.
I was talking to Suit.
It was very accurate.
I was talking to Suit about it on a live stream a week ago, I think, on the channel, and I couldn't stop laughing when Sargon was describing every element of it. I mean, none of them have said it's a horrible movie, but in retrospect, it really is a bad movie. And I haven't seen Doctor Who tonight because I couldn't be fucked.
Yeah, I did watch it.
Wait, I see the live stream here, and it's live. Why is it not showing up here? Don't mind me, I'm being special. Oh, it didn't reload. Sorry, I had to check some of the live dashboard wasn't working properly. Okay. I'm kind of dreading it.
It was a little bit disappointing.
Spoilers.
I haven't spoiled anything.
Not yet.
I would say it's a spoiler, but
Everybody in my family that watched it hated
Spoiler:
it.
Jodie Whittaker's the new Doctor.
Oh god, what a spoiler! A female doctor and the BBC are pandering. By the way,
Did not come on yet.
if this doctor fails, or the BBC just don't understand that this doctor may not work with the story they're going to try and tell, if the story's not good, how are the BBC going to react to it? Are they actually going to do the right thing and either cut down or get better writers, or regenerate the doctor, or just ignore it and double down on it?
Well, Stephen Moffat's gone now, so
Yeah, he was the one that didn't want the he didn't want the new doctor to be female.
I have to wait and see.
So do you guys have anything planned for the remainder of your Christmas break?
I have family coming down from New York. They're going to be here for like a week.
Is that a good thing for you, or do you just not really care?
Well, it'll be at my parents', so I won't have to house them.
Yeah, we've got the big family day tomorrow.
And there was a Christmas Eve party at my parents' last night, so is that?
I'm assuming you two aren't gonna have nothing planned for your the remainder of sort of like the Christmas time.
Well, I'm going to go and see my dad. He had a fall the other day. Yeah. It was one of those situations. It was actually quite bad. It was a bit freaky because he's getting on. He's like in 70s, and he's got one of those emergency buttons. So I got that call from the people saying your father's pressed the button, but we can't get hold of him. And anyway, it turned out that he'd actually gone outside, slipped on some ice, went over backwards. And my dad's a big man. I don't know how big he is. He must be upper 20s in the stone. Must be. He's a big man.
What's that in pounds?
I don't know, 350.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, big man. So yeah, if he falls over, there's a mini earthquake. You don't want to be around when that happens. Jesus. And he's obviously quite old now as well. I'm just surprised he didn't shatter into a million pieces. It turns out he fell over and couldn't get up. Pressed the button, but they couldn't hear him because they have one of those speakerphones where you have to shout to, like, I've fallen, I can't get up.
Yeah.
Those things.
Yeah, those things. So, but because being outside, they couldn't hear him. But anyway, they rang me and they said, "What do you want me to do? Do you want to bring an ambulance?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course. It's going to take me 40 minutes to get down there. There's no point in me going down there and then sorting it out." Anyway, he's all right. I rang him up and he said he's just annoyed. He was just like, "Yeah, I'm just annoyed." Just fell over because there's a slope outside his building. And he just got covered in ice. But when there's blame is a claim. So and my dad's quite litigious.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. So I'm sure he'll take some advantage of that.
May as well.
Do you guys still get calls from people saying, "We heard you had a car accident"?
Yeah, and I keep blocking their numbers, but they keep coming back.
I don't know. I quite like playing with them.
I don't, because they say car accident and I really don't like it.
Because I'm registered severely sight impaired.
I feel bad though, because I know that there's some student or something. You can hear it in their voice, that there's just brokenness in their voice. "Hi there, we heard that you had a car accident. Please don't hang up."
I hear robots. I swear I get automated call centers, and then when I say no, and they continue to try and say I've had one or been involved in one, I just hang up, block the number. I think I've blocked about maybe 10 already. I don't know how they got my number, but I'd really like it if they stopped.
We've had the fun times of the people, like automated bots, just trying to get you to say yes so they could authorize some shit on your credit cards. That's not fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
PPI companies as well.
Oh, they used to PPI people used to queue up outside job centre in Norwich, and I had to sign on for about a year. I'd walk past them, and every single time, "Have you been in an accident? Do you need a representation or compensation?" and blah 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 blah. Shut the fuck up.
When I had lots of piercings in my face. Yeah, it was 90s.
Right.
I had this guy come up to me and said, "Hey mate, have you had a infected piercing?" I was like, oh, "Fuck off, mate." Fucking hell. Yes, I have, but yeah, that was my fault.
I pierced my ear with my prefect badge. It probably got infected. I don't know.
You rebel.
I know. Well, I'll be more specific. Senior prefect badge.
Sounds like you're
showing
special.
off.
Right. I almost lost out on becoming a prefect because when I had to give tours around the school, I had to wear brown. I was wearing brown shoes, and somehow that triggered my head of year, and I was like, "They're still shoes. Shut the fuck up." Also, it looked nice. Everyone else was wearing those loafers that turned into flappy mouths. Do you remember them?
Sorry, that turned into flappy mouth.
You know, the ones with the sole peeled off from the top of the shoe and it just looked like a mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why people wore those. Oh, they're so popular and comfortable. Yeah, but they last about 4 months.
Let's play a game. I have never owned a pair of Crocs.
Well, then you're clearly not a faggot. I've never worn a pair either. The school shoes I used to wear. Sorry?
I don't get the appeal of them.
Yeah, I don't either. I got bullied because of the shoes I wore, but it didn't last long. I had a really fancy pair of brown shoes. The ones that had lots of dots on top.
Rogues.
Yeah. Leather soled. Oh, yeah.
I like a pair of Crocs.
I got moaned at because I used to wear DMs at school.
I was never a fan of Doc Martens, personally, but only because I had Caterpillar instead.
I think I had like high-tech boots.
High-tech, like the sports clothes company?
Yeah, I don't know if they do them anymore, but it used to. It was like almost like military boots, kind of calf-length boots, yeah. And but they were like comfy as a pair of trainers.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I bought them, why I bought them, but they were certainly better than standard kind of DMs. When I did CCF, CCF, Combined Cadet Force.
Yeah.
They had you had to wear the proper military boot for those and shine up the cap and everything. And those are so uncomfortable. How anyone was meant to march in them? Jesus Christ. Yeah, but I had to march in them.
I always had to have the shittest, cheapest quality stuff when I was a kid. So I didn't get to experience this so-called comfort for a long time.
Have you had any Heelys? I missed the Heelys.
Oh god, everyone talks about these, but I never got to have a pair.
I never had a pair.
Clearly, I missed out.
I think it's the first. I can't remember exactly when I did, but you get remember the impression you had when you first saw a child on Heelys, and they're just sort of gliding down the supermarket. You're like, what the hell just happened?
What do I see?
When I was younger, it wasn't so much Heelys that were really popular around where I was living. It was the micro scooters, which have made a comeback, and those micro bikes, micro push bikes. Do you remember those? I had a skateboard and a pair of K2 blades, so I didn't really get into either of them. I thought they were pathetic. Someone did buy me a scooter once. I think I had it, just left it. I didn't touch it. I was like, I don't see the point. I go faster on a skateboard anyway.
I bought those shoes, the grind plate in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
They kind of got pulled from production because people were snapping their ankles.
I had my K2s had the two middle wheels removed solely so I could grind better, which was a good and bad thing. Good because I saved 2 wheels. Bad because I was missing 2 wheels.
I was far more
Well said.
I was into quads.
Really?
Yeah, but let's just go back away.
Like old school disco roller skates.
Yeah, but these were like boots. They're like more like hockey. The fashion was hockey skates, not like figure skating skates.
Yeah.
And all the kids obviously had them pulled open because it was sort of early 90s, so the top of the tongue was pulled out.
Yeah.
In that kind of early 90s
With
style.
ridiculously baggy jeans that everyone tripped over all the time.
No, this was slightly before that.
I remember those.
Just standard stonewash jeans. I went to my first Marilyn Manson gig in the stonewash jeans.
I've never been to one of his gigs. I'd love to have gone, but
it's still good.
Well, I saw him on the Golden Age of Grotesque tour, and he was slightly not as good by that point.
Gotcha.
I saw him at the first ever UK gig at the Forum. And it was just like, I was wearing a tie-dye top with a sort of tribal print and stonewash jeans. And there was some proper hardcore fans there. Got sort of, Machete sort of people back in the day, proper goth.
Did you say my kind of people?
Yeah, your kind of people.
Those oiks.
Those oiks, yeah.
Those weirdo types.
Yeah, can't have that.
People.
Yeah, those people. What the hell's all this shit? I'm sorry.
Anything else been happening?
I don't think I've been doing overtime, so I'm just exhausted. I haven't really had a chance to look at any of the things people have been linking me. I kind of wanted to. I was going to do a stream on that false rape thing, but then I decided I'm going to do a video on it. I just need to actually. The one with the one with the police holding onto phone evidence.
Oh yeah, that one.
Because that's kind of
there was another related one to that.
Yeah, because there's a police officer who's linked in that and many other, and I think it was 11 other cases, and the internal affairs or something are going to go through.
London Metro is a little fucked up right now.
Metropolitan Police are clearly corrupt a bit, but Scotland Yard investigating them is quite interesting.
And then there's that story that I showed before, the Pearson one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, poor guy.
Is that because that's the guy that's basically just like he's 20, 21, and he's lost his career in Parliament because of it all.
Oh yeah. That's pretty fucked up. I think
that was the related one to the phone record one.
Yeah.
It's just a load of fucked up.
He's so young as well, and that's just destroyed his life now.
Right, because their names are published, and because we must believe the Whammons.
Well, of course. The Whammons are, or the Te Women's, must be listened to. Yes. I'm all about that listening.
Listening and believing.
Yeah, totes.
I've been trying to catch up with this Crown Tea thing.
Oh,
God,
it's fucked up. It is so messy. I don't think he's coming back to YouTube after what's happened, to be honest.
The what now?
Kraus and Tea.
So what happened with that?
Okay, he after a little vendetta started making videos on the alt-right. Eventually they got shitter and shitter, and he got panned for it. But in the process, he created.
He wasn't making good arguments or stuff.
Yeah, but he did make a few mistakes that were fairly obvious. But also he created a Discord server. Now there was one a lot of people were in called Der server. I was in that server, but I've left it. There was, however, a second server, and that server was related to quotes research on the alt-right and other people that they deemed people of interest. And there was doxing information on that server, operations, not even a joke, operations to throw the alt-right off their case. Mr. Metka has done 2 videos so far on this, and they're really very good. I think it's very interesting how how truly. I mean, even Jeff Holliday's been involved in it, and he's been caught out for doxing or being involved in it.
Oh, jeez. So this on top of Kilroy is not a good time for septic people.
What happened with Kilroy? Is it because of the TNCs?
The mismanagement and organisation of it is abysmal.
That's an understatement.
Yeah, I know, but
like, holy shit. This is just bad.
I think if you aren't if you don't know how to coordinate events like this, if you have no experience doing it, it might be an idea to hire someone that does.
Yeah, no, there was nothing stopping them from hiring somebody.
Mm-hmm. There was a talk. I saw who was it? Andy Warski. He was on Tonkasaur's channel on a stream, and he mentioned that some are being paid to speak at it. I think, what's her name? Christina Half Summers is getting paid to speak at that event. Some aren't, some are. That's the interesting thing.
That's little weird.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I to a degree like Christina Hoff Summers, but I think that if she really cared about this thing, that she really wouldn't need to get paid necessarily. It wouldn't break her bank.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the whole event was going fine until they started to not like talk to each other and shit. And Laura's in our chat and she's drunk. Fantastic. And no, you did not kill the moist. I think with Kilroy, it did seem, and it came across as being planned well and going well. And the moment that people were disinvited and Dave Cullen pulled out, that's when everyone knew this was not legit anymore. It was kind of fucked up.
Oh yeah, once Dave pulled out, like it just went to complete shit.
Yeah, and also the fact that people are being disinvited, some because of their political beliefs. It's a bit stupid.
People were disinvited. I didn't hear about that part.
It's who has been disinvited that's more interesting in retrospect, because some you can sort of notice a pattern, as it were.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I noticed that they took down the speakers from the websites.
Yeah, I noticed.
Like, I was like, wait a second, this page used to have everybody.
Yeah, I noticed.
And then I looked at an archive of it. I was like, oh yeah, this used to list everybody.
Yeah, I noticed that after one person was disinvited, that girl was added to it, and there was a bit of a fallout for that for her because she got a lot of shit for it. But then again, she's been a part of all the drama and around Kraut as well, and she's been trying to kind of play victim. I don't mean that as enough to be rude to her, but it's how it's come across to a lot of people. Not myself. I just don't care enough.
I saw something about Aiden and the whole thing.
Yeah, it's all messy. Let's just blame the patriarchy or something. I don't know.
That seems good.
Yeah. It's a
Good
sad
enough excuse for everyone else.
It's kind of sad that these people, these content creators involved in all these new instances of quote drama, they're a part of this what you'd call skeptosphere or skeptic community.
Yeah.
And you think about it, Kraut was once a well-respected person. Jeff Holiday was. Not so much now. I would rate them a lot lower than even the Satirician after his fuck up on Sean Head.
Oh,
I'd say
that was bad.
I'd say they are worse because because Jeff was involved in doxing, and because Kraut was also a part of this, and even worse is that little alien fuck who was getting the doxes. That, and I know he's holding on to some as well. Probably to save his own ass. That shows how utterly, how you have no moral standards. You don't have a line. Whereas, like I've always said I would never support, condone, or be a part of doxing, and I will not associate with those that partake in it. Which, if now we know to be true that like Jeff was involved in, I won't have anything to do with him. On principle, and I loved his content, but I can't support that guy. And Kraut, he's deleted everything. Well, he privated probably. If he does come back to YouTube, he would do wise to maybe talk about politics. Don't be sucked into an emotional vendetta against a group because of rage after some 20-something bimbo from Switzerland.
I thought it was Germany.
I think she lives in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where she goes to school anyway.
The thing is, a lot of people can't separate emotion from of a situation.
Yeah, I've noticed it's quite amusing how people can't just bottle up. If there are some subjects I can understand it, and like I certainly get it with people who advocate for child pornography or sex. Yeah, I get it. Or advocate for genocide or rape. The taboo things you really shouldn't do. But I don't get it
Things
when
that
it's
are
just
condemned by society.
yeah. But when it's somebody talking about race and IQ, no, I don't get it. You really should just either talk to them or just debunk them if you can.
If emotion comes into it, that's when things get messy and kicks off.
Just a tad.
Oh, by the way, Laura, I used your Steam gift card to buy myself a video game. I was going to buy more Euro Truck Simulator DLC, but I didn't have enough money. I was going to though, and then DM you a picture of it just to make you really angry.
Oh baby.
She hates that game, which I think's funny. Yeah. I did. Okay. Somebody else that was mentioned in all this crap was someone called Aiden Paladin. I vaguely know she is. Yeah. Okay. So she's a sociology major, I believe, which amuses. Yeah, which amuses me quite a bit because I did a hard science. There is some rivalry between the sciences. Generally speaking, biology is below everyone except the social science because biology sucks. Okay. Social science, though, and it's fascinating to watch people. I'll agree. So to come up with theories, yes, but you can't prove a lot of it, which is really irritating. Which is why a lot of
it's not a hard science.
Yeah, exactly. Where you can prove your theory to an extent, you can't do that with social science, and that is very amusing to me because I'm a snob. Whereas in
science in the loosest possible term of the word.
And you want to add, I would also add that it's even more complex, and the rivalries are very obvious when you have like mathematicians who operate in the abstract arguing with those that operate with what they can see, so they're not confusing things. Like, for example, I would say chemistry definitely have a beef with mathematics and physics, mostly because physicists think they're better than FML. This bank is massive when you're drunk. Right. Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
No. Laura's pissed.
It's just random words strung together to try and make a sentence, isn't it?
Everyone expects nudes. I think my shed just blew open. It's a metal shed. I think it's blown open. I just heard the wind hit it.
So it's a little windy.
Well, it's only just been constructed, so if it's broken already, I'm going to be very upset.
Seems legit.
Yeah. What was the Aiden Pal? Oh yeah, she was involved because also she was on this. She was in those servers, but also I think someone obtained her kind of docs.
Yeah, that's what something about it was.
And I agree with Neil. He should have stopped himself. But I think he, like anyone that gets obsessed, you kind of invest a lot and you don't see the negative until either it's too late or enough people manage to convince you, or the right person manages to convince you.
And then it blows up in your face.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping, I hope that he does come back to YouTube, but I hope he understands that even though he's got a bigger channel, absolutely no one respects him.
Yeah,
And yes, Carlos, Coach Red Pill stuff was public. He made it public on his Patreon. He made it public in a video. He gave out his home address in a video. But he got doxxed. Oh my god, I was doxxed. No, you fucking weren't.
Yeah, there's a thing
You
called
pretentious,
doxing yourself.
you pretentious bellend. You put your information out there. To be doxxed would be somebody that is totally anonymous having their information out there. You, on camera, giving out your home address is doxing yourself. Dickhead. I'm not impressed with Coach Red Pill. I didn't even know who he was until I found out he'd done a video of these 111 content creators, all a part of the Skeptosphere of sorts. I wasn't on the list, and yet I saw about 50 channels that were much smaller than me that made it. I was very triggered.
You're obviously not doing enough to upset people.
Well, generally I just get on with things. I don't really get involved. I was talking to Suit Yourself about this. We both agree that people talking about the skeptic community falling apart, and yet here we are just getting on with things. We're not really paying attention. We're just making our videos, doing our streams, playing our video games, having fun. People who are involved in the people who are getting involved in it are generally, or are showing themselves to be actually pretty fucked up and don't deserve any of our time or respect. I would honestly, I'm considering unsubbing from a few of them on principle. I'm not sure whether to do it yet or not. I want to see what Jeff does next, because he did an hour-long kind of apology on his second channel. He disabled comments, obviously.
That's
yeah,
never
but he took
good.
he took an hour to find in there somewhere was an apology, but a lot of it was also deflection. I know that you want to deal with a situation and be honest, but in this situation, you just say sorry. Own it. That's it. No excuses. No nothing. You just say, "Yeah, I did this. I'm a dick. I fucked up. Sorry."
Kind of tactical damage control.
Problem is that video was not damage control at all. I think it made it worse.
Oh really?
I think so, because
I've not seen it, so
I'll link it to you on I'll put it in. I'll drop it in general on Discord in a moment. Oh, Jeff. Healthy. Holiday 2. Fuck it, that'll be it. Yeah, Electric Boogaloo. Yeah, it's done really well on views, oddly enough. It's got 1,390 downvotes, 820 upvotes. But somewhere within the 1 hour of it is an apology. Yeah, general. There it is. Enjoy that when you can. It is. I'm glad he's wearing the dumbass hat, to be honest. Seems appropriate. No offense intended. Ah, dear God. Ugh. Oh. Oh, Andrew, you never said what you got for Christmas.
Just some small stuff from my parents.
You're an exciting man, you know that, right?
Yep. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I wanted booze. Or a guitar. But I've got a box of walnut whips. Yay. I'm actually... Oh, hang on. Are these actually walnut whips, or are they just chocolate? No, it's just whips. Where's the walnut?
Christmas it's more for kids, isn't it?
It is,
Yeah.
but I'm now looking at these what I thought were walnut whips. They're just called whips. Delicate vanilla. Where's the walnut?
So they're just chocolate and marshmallow.
Yeah, who the fuck wants that? I wanted the walnut. It's like, I'm not huge on them to begin with, but the walnut makes up for it.
The walnut makes them good, does it?
I think so. Because then I can just eat the walnut and throw the rest away. Well, I'm not going to eat all of
I
it.
didn't know they were still a thing, actually.
Yeah, you sell them in Poundland. One guaranteed place to find them, Poundland. Excuse me.
Sleepy.
Yeah, Foggy, you nailed it. It sucked. I think when you have to take an hour to say sorry, obviously if it takes an hour, you're going to insert a lot of what a lot of people will consider to be excuses.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
He actually does say, I'm sorry, I fucked up, and that, he does that, and then he talks about things a bit more in depth, and that is where I think people will take issue. Nobody cares what you were doing, what your purpose was. No one cares about that. Just simply say it.
You just need to be seen that you are actually sorry for what you've done.
Yeah, the other 59 minutes and 55 seconds. Let's say you only need 5 seconds for an apology. You don't need to explain what you could say what you did, and then say I'm sorry. That actually could work. So maybe 5 minutes you need at most. But anything else is just it's cannon fodder, because the people will make response videos to it. I considered it, but I decided I wanted to talk about that rape thing, and also I was working on another video already, which is, what is it? Oh, I think it's Antifa. I've got that video, Don't Fall for the Antifa Trap. People talking about how progressive and lovely Antifa are, and I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'm doing that.
World. Are they progressive and lovely?
Well, this person's apparently. I'll work on that rape video afterwards for Sunday. Then I'll have to do that response video tomorrow night. Sorry. I did. I showed the picture of that guitar to Mr. Shade, because I can't be bothered to call him something else. I'll show it to you guys. I'll put it on in the Hangout. The one that I had to order instead, because I showed you the original one I was going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I've shown your partner what the replacement is. It's still a V shape, but it's obviously a different brand. Fucking grumble. There we go. That'll do. Yeah.
I find it's tricky to kind of balance on your leg if you're practicing, I guess.
I generally, I don't really have an issue with that, because I've got some trousers that have a rubbery knee area, so the guitar will sit on that anyway. Worst comes to worst, I've got a strap anyway. I could raise the strap so that it wouldn't be an issue.
It's pretty.
It's quite a nice looking guitar, I think.
But it needs more sparkles.
Sparkles.
Sparkles, yeah.
I was considering sticking the Skeptic clone sticker on it. I've got one. I was going to stick it on the Jackson originally, but obviously now that I'm not getting the Jackson, which really annoys me, I thought I might stick it on this instead, because the Jackson tick is shorter. The V is shorter at the bottom, so it sits a bit differently. So your leg, it would sit pushing up against your leg rather than your leg being very at the bottom. Needs more tentacles. It does, but I can't get them.
Actually, I said, was it last night? I said to him, let me find you.
Sorry?
We lost you there.
Yeah, we lost you.
Yeah, I was looking at guitars last night, and there's a company called, I think it's Icon Guitars, that make custom ones.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so pretty. And they do a Cthulhu one.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
need to link that.
Uh-oh.
Hang on a sec. I'll go find it. Hang on.
It's Icon. I think it's
Guitars.
IKON.
Electric Icon Series. Give me a second. I would say talk amongst yourselves, but after the pre-thing, I'm not convinced that any of you will do that. IKON. Let's have a-
We're not that bad.
I'm talking about the two guys.
Like I said, I was saving myself for the stream.
Icon
I'm
customs.
a man of a lot of words, so I have to kind of save.
Clearly. That's why you have to turn you. Wow, some of the images I'm seeing on Google Images alone are amazing.
Yeah.
Let's do that. I'll pull one up in a second as soon as I've found the Cthulhu. Holy shit! Some of these look amazing.
I know they're really, really expensive because they're custom made, but some of them are so pretty.
Call of Cthulhu. Right, hang on. It's products. Complete guitars. Arachnoid skeleton. Oh wow. Twisted mass. Burnt decay. Cthulhu. Hey. No, I want to see the guitar so I can show people the fucking image, you bastards. Okay. That is pretty fucking metal, I have to admit.
But they make some of the most metal-looking guitars
Give me a second.
I've ever seen.
I will put this up on screen now. Oh.
Yeah, but I thought you'd
the image is a bit small. I'm going to have
one.
to stretch it a little, but yes.
I can see why they're so expensive, though.
I would love to have a guitar like that. A new fundraising goal. I would, but I can't legitimize. It would have to be left-handed as well. That costs $699 right? And also, I think no, the Cthulhu one is a little probably the same, but also the fact that it doesn't indicate left-handed, so I couldn't play it anyway.
Said they're like custom made, so
they are, but I think they're custom right-handed. I think you'd have to email them first and get them to make it left-handed. Those are tasty. I do like the V actually, the Blood Harvest. That looks pretty cool.
All of them look awesome.
Yeah, I'm not fond of the top actually. Yeah, it looks good. I like them. Very much so. If they did the Cthulhu one in blue, it'd be even better. Although you could argue the Necro 2 is very similar in image style. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
Yeah, some of those are nice. I approve.
Something to aspire to owning.
Just so everyone else can go check it out. Oh no, fucking hell. Idiot.
I was having a look around Gear for Music earlier, and I had a look at the Gibson Les Pauls.
Yeah.
They are some serious money.
Do you know they've got a few right-handed Jacksons, and they're a lot cheaper and right-handed than they are left-handed?
I'm not surprised because
that really annoys me because obviously I can't play them. I can play right-handed, but I wouldn't play naturally. It would look really weird for me and feel weird, feel very strange. I wanted oh, something I was going to do. I was looking at they've got some left-handed Ibanez guitars, which obviously own Jackson as well, and they're quite cheap.
Yeah, I actually just sent you a link to the one I'm looking at. Ibanez GRG212DX Geo. I think the Geo is their value range.
Yeah, see, that's about the same price as the left-handed versions I saw, but not that colour. I'm not huge on that.
I'm sort of, it's a toss-up between that and matte black.
It does have a nice body to it, though.
And it's kind of I think it's the right price range for me at the moment.
You want to try and find one with a decent, like a whammy bar in it, because some Ibanez's do have that.
Good point, actually.
A lot of fun to play with.
No, I liked the look of is it the Biomech bag one?
Yeah.
That's pretty too.
That's pretty cool. There are some, not Les Paul, but rip-off versions are just as good. You should always consider looking at those.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Dean Dimebag series at the moment.
Dimebag, of course.
Yeah,
Well, I'm guessing we now know where your partner's money's all going to be going from now on.
Yeah, it's a new hobby there. Keep
You
my
just
head
bought
off.
a pedal, haven't you?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
showed me
well,
a picture of it. How much did that cost you?
Oh, it wasn't expensive. It was like about 16 quid.
So I might, if I normally get some money on my birthday, I might try and grab one.
Yeah, I got it on Amazon, and yeah,
Well,
they did
if you can link
whole
that
series.
the one you got, it'd be great. Not
Sure.
now, but whenever.
I mean, I'm no expert. I just needed something to give me a little bit of distortion because the amp
Yeah.
doesn't do it on its own. But it's got really good reviews. $22.99. But you
Alright.
have to buy the power cable, which I forgot to do.
Genius.
Yeah, but but when you buy the power cable, it comes with was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plugs on it, so you can just daisy chain them.
Okay.
They do a whole series. So if you look at Donna on so you've got delay, overdrive, distortion, chorus, and boost killer.
Boost killer. Sounds interesting. I might, if you have no objection, I just want to show everyone that picture you sent me the other day. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
Awesome. I'll show everyone in a second. I just got to save the picture to my desktop.
Docks my hand.
Oh yeah, I see a lovely bit of skin peeling on it.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm starting to get the hard skin on my fingers, thankfully.
Callousing. It's called a callus.
And the F chord, actually I can do now without too much problem.
Oh, that's
And
good. I'm
backwards.
so happy for you. I think.
Happy days.
Yes.
I know you've been playing since before you were born or something. But
I've been playing for about 11 years. My fingers. I don't have the best calluses, but I've got enough. Yeah. So as you can see, the skin peeling is going on that fucking forefinger. That is a nice looking piece of kit, though.
it sounds good to me.
Interestingly, my dad, I was telling him about the guitar issue, and he mentioned that he'd been in a guitar shop recently, and I was like, wait, you're 53 and now you're interested in playing a guitar? And it turns out he's found out he's left-handed as well. he hadn't realised. He's not a left-handed. He's right-handed writer, I believe, but he's discovered he's more comfortable holding a guitar left-handed, which is kind of good actually, because he could probably learn to play my SG or something. Once I replace all the parts that went rusty after it went in the Loftery gear. Yeah, let's not talk about that. That is a nice morpher, though. Have you tested it yet?
Yeah, I have, yeah.
Yeah?
Yesterday I was banging out some power chords.
Laura, have you been outside the house while drunk? And by Thoggy, you sure while drunk you should be out of the house? I mean, isn't that a bit dangerous?
Being seen in public.
I thought you'd. I was half expecting it. Oh, you've sent me the link, haven't you? Yes, you have. Brilliant. Thank you. I'll add that to my wish list for now, because yeah, I'll just leave it there for now.
I'm trying my hardest to not be that, all the gear, no idea kind of guy. I don't want to go buy myself with like a £2,000 guitar.
You're better off, once you're comfortable with certain chords, and then maybe progressing from there, rather than just investing and going balls deep and being like, well, I've got all this kit, but I'm shit. I like to take my time anyway. That's just me.
Because if you've got a really nice setup, people are going to assume you know what you're doing, and then you hanging out Sweet Child of Mine or something. People are like, okay.
I don't know, you seem to play Breaking the Law a lot.
What's that? Hang on, Breaking the Law. Is that a song?
Yeah, the Judas Priest one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember.
It's dead simple.
I've had a few songs stuck in my head over the years. My last housemate, he had James Blunt stuck in his head, so I took every guitar away from him.
Yeah, That sounds like a good idea.
I couldn't risk him accidentally cracking off one of those Your Beautiful tracks. Fuck off with that shit.
That barely qualifies as music, in my opinion.
Well, yes. While cleaning the butchers earlier, because my brother-in-law and I were really tired. Well timed. I stuck on Machine Head and I was talking about he was curious about why the first song on Unto the Locust is called C-sharp Sonata. I think that's the tuning setup. But I'm gonna have to go before I forget. I'll check. Let's have a look. Why is C-sharp Sonata?
I'm interested to hear the new album, though, when that comes out.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so
I'm not sure about track that's been released.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it yet. Is it bad?
It's not bad, but it's not the most as good as Unto the Locust or
I
even
think
the last one.
Bloodstones and Diamonds. By the way, this is the Ibanez I was looking at if I ever decide to get another guitar in the future, because it's like really cheap. But obviously, it wouldn't be until March when they get some in. Let's see. Doesn't mention it. I was led to believe it was because the song was called that because of the setup. But who knows? I'll figure it out at some point when I can be bothered.
I think that's my favourite album.
Unto the Locust.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I loved it. I loved how aggressive the voice got. Rob Flynn's voice gets in the very first song. Like really lovely and harmonious, whatever. Good melody. And then really, really aggressive. It reminded me in a very odd way of Danny Filth. I don't know why, but it did initially. Yeah. Oh, and Laura, I got a Steam gift card from you and a game from Skog because my guitar never turned up, so I had nothing to unwrap. Although I did have this lightsaber next to me, I guess, but that was in a stocking. It wasn't exactly wrapped up. And Ashes of Empires is a good Through the Ashes of Empires is a good album. I'll agree with Neil. That is good. But let's face it had to be good, or the band was fucked. Or am I wrong there?
No,
So
I
which
don't
one?
think you are.
Yeah, I think it wasn't a bad album. They had to get away from all that new metal crap anyway. Close that. Yes. What do you think of the guitar I just linked you?
It was very nice.
Yeah. It's very cheap.
yeah,
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I was actually looking at a review, and this guy who was this scouse was just gushing over a Ibanez. I'm not sure which one. It's not one I've seen actually on Gear for Music, but it's in the sort of same price range. And he was like, I've spent thousands on guitars that sound that's half as good as this. For £150 guitar. Apparently they're really good.
They're very common guitars with certain types of bands, and you think they save a lot of money by using those guitars, which is really handy. Oh, before I forget, I want to make sure I don't forget the type Machine Head in. So after this, I'll remember to check out that new song, Catharsis. That's the song.
Yeah. Yeah, and the video is
the video is odd.
I'm not going to watch the video. I've got the music. I've got it loaded up, but that's about it.
It's just remember Until It Sleeps, circa Metallica night about 1996. Do you remember that song?
Sorry?
The song that got to #1 in
Oh, from Reload.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And and all the kind of 90s tropes are in there, like old man crying kind of thing,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there's one metal song in the 90s that didn't have like an old man sort of standing there kind of looking sad. And yeah, it's like maybe a student got hold of it. You know,
It does. It looks like a bad student film. The video.
Okay.
maybe if they colorized it or something, or made it darker, just done something to the look of it, it might have been better. But because it's so, it's quite bright, you can see all the detail.
Okay.
It just looks really cheap. It just everything looks like,
I'll definitely have to check that out now.
have you listened to Evil Scarecrow?
I'm sorry, what?
Have you heard of a band called Evil Scarecrow?
No.
Oh, you have to go watch.
You have to
go and watch Evil Scarecrow and just tell me how much you love it.
Is it Robototron? That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is every time I even think about it, I just want to go and watch it again. It's just, they're just the best. All their stuff it's like they play pretty much all the death metal festivals, and they're kind of a big fan favorite.
Okay.
There we go. And yeah, they don't take themselves seriously at all.
I feel
Bloodstock, yeah.
right. You have to write that name down in like a DM, and I'll remember. Otherwise, I forget. And Carlos, yeah, I know a lot of people who spend a lot of money and just get underwear and socks as a present, which does seem like a cop out to some. I think actually they're good presents because it saves me having to buy them myself.
Well, at least it's stuff that's going to get used.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It's a bit that present with like, oh, I didn't know what else to get you, so
yeah, it's better than money where
Have
it's
some
here
socks.
you do it, you know. Scratch. That's better. Is there anything else? I'm thinking.
No.
No? Are you guys going to be free this time next week? Or, well, not this time, but an hour from before, whatever. Same time where we started this next week. Because it'll be like New Year's something, won't it?
New Year's Day.
Yeah.
You guys,
Probably.
yeah? Well, if you're not, let me know, and I'll obviously rearrange it, and yeah, I'll do that. So all in all, did you guys have a good Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You got to top it off talking to me. How miserable is that?
Oh, rough.
Yeah. Congratulations.